Hello and what the heck is up, my Atlanteans? So this will be the start of a series of videos that I'm gonna be trying to make before Halloween. So basically, I have all of my Skeletor dolls kind of in box, and I know that I posted some of them, like I filmed myself unboxing some of them. So for the ones that I haven't unboxed, which is actually quite a lot, I decided that since it's Halloween time and I want to appreciate my dolls more, I think it's the perfect excuse to unbox them all. And I feel like a lot of people are going to punch me in the face for this, but like frankly, I don't care. And also, these are my dolls that I paid for. I just feel like I haven't been appreciating them. Like I would always, every time I go into that closet, I would like I take them out and I'd look at them and I think about how beautiful they are and how much they mean to me. But like what I love so much about dolls is the fact that you can like hold these pieces of art. So I thought it would be a really fun idea if I finally unboxed the dolls that I think would look really good for Halloween time. And as you can see, my little background area there, I don't have too much going on, which is not what I want, guys. I'm a maximalist. I want to fill these top shelves up with my Skelectors so I can look at them, play with them, take them around with me, because they all mean so much to me, and this is how I'm going to appreciate them, and I know that for a fact. So for today's video, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, by the way. Hit subscribe. For today's video, we're going to be unboxing, yes everyone, so this is the Monster High Corpse Bride doll, and I do have a lot of thoughts already, just thoughts, so many thoughts, but I feel like this is one of the dolls that I have been wanting for so long from Mattel. I've always, like, Corpse Bride is my favorite Tim Burton movie, and Emily is my favorite Tim Burton, like, character, so I'm so happy that I have this. I did buy this on the Mattel Creations website when it first came out, and I was so lucky to be able to get one. And she came kind of fast, actually. She came like a week later, so that means I get to unbox her a lot sooner. Obviously this is one of my newer ones, so the other ones I'll be unboxing are going to be older ones, so we'll get into that for a moment. And I just think she's so perfect to kick off this like video series idea, because whenever like summer hits, that's when I start to feel a little spooky. So I usually like to watch The Corpse Bride because I don't know, that just gets me like into the mood, it gets me into the aesthetic. So yeah, this is so exciting for me. Okay, so let's get into this, guys, shall we? So first things first, this box, and I love the Skeletor boxes, like generally. I really like the way that they utilize the cardboard, and I really like the type of box it is as well. So as you can tell, this box opens from the middle, but we'll get into that in a second. But first of all, this is what the front of the box looks like. Yes. I just love this image of Emily. I think it's such a pretty way to present the front of the box. Like, not too much, but just enough. So the front of the box, what it's kind of looking like is we have the Corpse Bride logo all the way at the top here, and it's embossed onto the actual box, and it's shiny. So you can kind of see the kind of box differentiation, I guess, or like the like that they actually put effort into this. Here we have a gigantic image of Emily on the corner here, so that's one side, and then this is the other side. I think that's such a smart way. So if you wanted to keep the boxes, you can absolutely do it this way. Then on this side we have the image of Emily, not chasing, like floating towards Victor. So yeah, you can kind of see her in the forest, kind of like that. And then on the bottom it says Monster High Skelector, and no, this is not the first time we've seen this logo, but this is the newer Skelector logo. Okay, so we saw what was on this side, Corpse Bride again, and then on this side we have a full image of the Emily doll. Very, very Corpse Bride, very good. It's a lot darker, like in person, but on camera you can see practically everything. And then on the back we have an image of, this is called the upstairs, and then this is like the downstairs. And of course the downstairs, or the underworld, is a lot more colorful and more exciting compared to the top. I have a feeling that this top part was created with AI, and it kind of looks like it. I would love to be proven wrong. If I'm wrong, thank God, because like that would get me to really appreciate this box more. But I don't know, I feel like it's missing something. I think we should have gotten Victor and Victoria, maybe the parents at the top, and I would love to see like Bojangles down here or something. So I think there's a lot of missed opportunity, just cause Corpse Bride is my favorite Tim Burton movie. I was really hoping for a lot more, but that's not what we're getting, but that's okay. So let's get right into this. So these boxes open off of the side here. There's nothing inside. There's nothing inside. And there's nothing on this side either. So this is what Emily looks like right in the box. Oh, she's so stinking pretty. Of course I have my thoughts and I'll get into them when I fully take her out. But this is what she looks like in the box. Very bridal, very regal. It looks like, oh my gosh, the moths everywhere. I think that this is giving like the final scene of The Corpse Bride. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so that's what she looks like in the box, just kind of like splayed out like that. So nothing too special about her in the box, other than it's meant to just like fully show her off, I guess. And then on this side we have one image of Emily with the, are they moths or are they butterflies? I always thought they were moths. Oh, we have two. There is she. Oh, so, like, just so ghastly. I think it's so pretty. And this is to show off the part where she turns into moths. And this is my favorite image of Emily ever. And I think this is how I'm going to display her, with the train. What is that called? The veil. Yeah, the veil atop her face. And I think that's so pretty. Okay, and then on the back we have words. We have words, and let me tell you what it says. Dearly beloved and departed, we are gathered here today to celebrate the unlife of Emily, who has found her way, although she felt not ice nor sun, no candle flame. Her betrayed and broken heart ached all the time, until an engagement gave her hope a spark. Despite the pesky clause, death do us part. But alas, just as the piano duet must end, so did too her betrothal. She set herself and her groom free, heart more glad than woeful. Emily walked the aisle in reverse, exuding ghostly grace, luminous, her gossamer veil flowing. I'm so sorry, I don't know why I can't speak. Flowing behind her face. At peace, she stepped into the moonlight and let go with a sigh, dissolving into 1,000 blue butterflies fluttering into the sky. So these are butterflies. It's confirmed, guys. This pose is to kind of represent her turning into the butterflies. Okay, guys, so that is pretty much the box. Let's get right into this, shall we? Hey guys, so I just got Emily out of the box and I'm so so glad I did, because I feel like her in the box, like she looks so generic, but now that she's out of the box and I'm able to like kind of flow her clothes and the veil how I want to, I think she's a lot more interesting in my opinion, and I do have plans to style her hair, but we'll get into that later. This is basically what she looks like out of the box. I mean, obviously I put the veil on top of her, but like look at how like ghostly she looks. Like, is that not like so stinking pretty with the veil on top of her? I think she looks so pretty. But yeah, guys, okay, so getting her out of the box was super easy. I don't know what's going on in Mattel, but they did something really cool with the box. You can kind of just like pull it apart and like you just have to snip off her tabs and she's good to go. But otherwise she does come with a little something something. So first things first. Here is the certificate of authenticity for the Corpse Bride doll. It will come in the back of the box, which is, as I said, is super easy to get into. So getting this out was no pain at all. But I'm keeping it in the little plastic because even though I'm taking her out, I still want to take care of this. But the paper feels like really thick compared to the other ones, so that's really surprising. That's really good to feel. What does it say? This certifies that your Monster Heist Collector Emily doll materialized through the collaborative efforts of designers and artists at Mattel. And we have a signature from the designer, Rebecca Shipman. And then on the back here, it just says Mattel Creations Certificate of Authenticity. Another thing that I wanted to note is that she does come with a stand as well. This is the one that she's on right now. This is what the contraption kind of looks like. So the base of the stand and this little leg piece, they come together in a separate plastic, whereas the stem of the stand kind of comes behind Emily. So yeah, this is just what it looks like all put together. This contraption looks kind of crazy, but it does make sense when you get her onto it. So basically what you need to do is we have one bony leg and then we have one fleshy leg. So you just need to slip her on. It's a saddle stand. If you're not into that, that is a thing. So you get her to kind of sit on it, and then her legs kind of just go, oh, it fell apart. Hold on. You kind of just need to get her to like sit on it. There must have been a different way of doing this. I feel like this is just a very invasive and very, I don't know, like these stands tend to break too, which is another issue. But I mean, it works for her. Like it does what it needs to do. It gets her standing. Yeah, getting back into the Corpse Bride doll. So yeah, she's really, really pretty. I think the thing with these collector dolls obviously is a cash grab, but when it's a character that you absolutely love, like it's absolutely, like you don't even think about how much you spent on it. This girl was, I think it was $140 Canadian. That's with tariffs applied, and that's with shipping. So, and that's also the like the dollar difference, if you kind of understand what I mean. And like if you really think about it, for $140, guys, I don't think it's that worth it. I don't think that any doll should be over $100, as y'all know, but I do love the Corpse Bride so much, and just having her, it feels worth it, if you can kind of catch my drift. So this is what she looks like. So first of all, let's go head to toe here. So first of all, she comes with this little veil that I put over her face. The veil is attached to the head, so what I just had to pull off all the tabs, and now it's kind of on there. The thing is that it's made out of like a rubbery material, so it's kind of scary. This comes off super easy now, but that's on me, especially because it's rubbery. It's not going to stay on her head, and the thing is, her hair is so thickly rooted that it is going to look like it's coming off of her head. Regardless, I still think that it's a really pretty piece. I appreciate that it's only the black and blue, just as the Corpse Bride poster, so I think it suits her. I don't know how I feel about the actual design of it, But if you look at it all together, it's really cool. So let me get closer. So looking at the veil first, I don't know what the top part is called, but the veil is made out of a very nice flowy material, so I have no words on that. And it is stylistically tattered at the bottom as well, which I really appreciate it. I would love if this veil, especially because it's only one doll in this set, I would really appreciate it if this veil was like, if there was a gradient of blue to white. I think that would really give the Corpse Bride feel. But I kind of get it, like it's still the veil, like it's still cool, no issues there. But there are supposed to be like designs and stuff on the veil as well, so I really wish Mattel just gave the team more money for that, because I think that would have been so cool. So this is what the top looks like. So as you can see, there is a spider web theme, which I think is so stinking pretty, and I really like the molding. Mattel never disappoints on the actual sculpting. I like the flowers and I like the butterflies on it. I think that's really pretty. I like that there's bits that look like it's kind of dangling off, so I really like that aspect. I don't like that it's rubbery, because that means that it's going to be harder for it to stay atop the head of Emily, but I still think it's a really pretty piece, and I'm sure it, like, once I fully style the doll how I like, this, it would be easier for this to get on there. But we'll get back onto that when I get back onto it. For now, I still think this is a really pretty piece, and I think this might even be the best piece of this set, unfortunately, but we'll get into that. So this is what Emily looks like beneath the veil. So I think she's really pretty. I think she's really pretty. I think that because this is supposed to be the Corpse Bride, I think that them deciding to do a very Tim Burton-esque face makes a lot of sense. I think that though, because it's Monster High, they should have put their own spin on it. But I mean, I still think it's like really pretty regardless. I like that. I think this might be a new face mold, because Emily's nose is really tiny, and I think that was on purpose. I really hope so. That'd be really cool. It looks really good on her too, but as you can see, there's a lot of purple, a lot of blue, like her skin is blue. Another thing I really like about these particular Skelectors is that I still feel kind of weird about getting human looking dolls. Like even the Megan doll I could not get behind, despite being a giant Megan fan, just because her skin was like human skin tone. Whereas Monster High, I love having like weird skin tones. So I really appreciate that they kept the blue skin for Emily, and I think that's really pretty. And I love this Tim Burton-esque face. I think it looks a lot like how it should be, so I think that's really good. And then we have Maggot here for earrings. I like the idea of Maggot coming through one end and then coming out the other. Though Maggot he does do that, but it does also come out of her eye, and I'd love to see a way for us to like incorporate that idea as well. The hair is really pretty. It's really long, but it's all one color, I think. I don't see, it looks, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all one color, but out of the box, despite it being a really good quality saran, it's really frizzy. So if you're going to be taking her out, if you're going to be displaying her, I'm sure that you're going to be wanting to restyle the hair in a way that would suit her better. For me, I think that the frizziness does kind of give Dead Bride, so I kind of am into it, but I think just generally, I think I'm just going to restyle it because I think it'd be a lot better. But she does have a, oh, she kind of has a side part actually. I don't know if that's on purpose, or I don't know, but Emily has a middle part. So I think this should have been a middle part. I'm going to try to make a middle part type of situation that looks more like Emily in the movie. So we'll see what that looks like later. So her body, this is really cool. So it is part Skeleta, part regular Monster High in body. So I actually don't know. I don't want to take the dress off right now, but just looking at it, so we have the like the bodice, the corset top here. We have the drop waist, just like in the movie. And what I really like about the top is that they decided to keep the rib cage kind of exposed, because that is a very big part of her character, is the fact that that is where she got stabbed, right? So in the movie, her having this, in Monster High, her having this, very, very nice, very good to see. Then next, she does have this giant belt, and I know a lot of people aren't really into it, and I gotta say it's like kind of hard to look at as well. But it does give a really good representation of her, like, kind of being buried under a tree. And, like, the idea of Victor, like, proposing to what he thought was a tree branch, but was actually her hand. Like, I think, like, the vines and the tree branch type of look, I think that's really pretty. And it does match the headpiece as well, so that's not that bad. But it is just a rubbery material, and you could fully remove it if you really hate it. You can just remove it, and there's like a little butterfly clasp. So let's see what happens when we take it off. Okay, well that's literally just the movie dress then. But here, now we can get a better look at the actual dress, which is really cool. So I really don't like the actual material that it's made out of. I don't like that it looks like a doily. But I do like that they decided to keep the like the design element. This time they decided to do like spider webs, which I think suits the Corpse Bride very, very nicely. And you can get a better look at how the dress is constructed as well. So I think that's really cool. Okay, and then on this arm, so as you can see, we have one human arm, I guess, one fleshy arm and one bony arm. And on the bony arm, we have this little blue, like, how would you even call this? It's like tulle, I guess, or like some type of mesh. In the movie, she does have these little like glove thingies that are kind of like pulled down to her hand. So I think that's a really good way of showing it, but I wish that it was like a glove that went over the hand. Obviously I can do that myself. It just kind of looks a little cheap, and I'm kind of not into that in particular, so just watch out for that. And then on her hand is the ring that Victor proposed to her with. Very pretty, but it is just a gold ring. There's nothing really on there. Okay, so going down the dress, so of course we have this outer layer that has all the spiderweb detailing. Then we have two layers of tulle that kind of give this like ghastly look from the inside. I like that it's still transparent, so you still get the effect of the design on the dress, so you can like kind of see through there and you can still see it. But I still think it looks a little cheap. I don't know what it is. I think because it's so obviously mechanically cut, like it doesn't look organic at all. Like I don't know why it's like, I don't know. Like I don't know what's up with the seam here. Like I don't know. It kind of reminds me of that dress that Lizzie McGuire wears, like where she's like an igloo, if you know what I mean. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting, unfortunately. I would much prefer if this was like a side slit or something. I don't know, guys. Now her legs. So down here, so she does have one fleshy leg and one bony leg. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I guess the idea of the bony leg with this little sock thing is to kind of represent how in the movie this is all bone and down here was still her skin. So this is still like a fleshy part of the foot. I think that could have easily have been molded, but it's nice that they wanted to add like another element to the look and to kind of balance out the two pieces. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that idea, or like, I mean, like the way that they executed it, like I still think it just looks like a cheap piece of like meshy material. I think even it might even be better if it was just like a full sock and this was just the gloves, like the white gloves in the movie. Maybe I'm just nitpicking because I'm a big Corpse Bride fan, but I think, I don't know guys, I don't know how I feel about that. So the shoes here are also different from the movie. Emily wears a white stilettos in the movie. Here we're getting some black shoes, which I think honestly does balance out the whole doll altogether for me personally. I kind of do like the black shoes actually. So I like that they're different. So we have the little dangly pieces that do match the top part of the veil. And then there's a little flower here, which I think is really pretty. And then back here for the heel, the object heels are back, but I think this is done like pretty good. So I like that the shoes are kind of designed like the Corpse Bride movie poster. And then on the heel we have the branch or the tree where she was buried. So I think that's really cool. And then on this side, the shoe is pretty much exactly the same except for the flower on the front. And then on the back here we have an unpainted Scraps, which I think is really cute. I think that Scraps in the movie, he doesn't have a very big part in the movie. I think that there could have been other things that we could have used for the object heel. I think Scraps was a cute idea because he's cute, but I don't think that maybe he was the best option, I think. So yeah guys, that's it. That's Emily. She doesn't come with anything extra, unfortunately, but I don't think I have any issues with that personally, just cuz I mean, you know what guys? She should have had a bouquet. She's the Corpse Bride. Where is her bouquet? And I think she should have also had one of those garters too. I think that would have been so pretty. I know I've been doing a lot of complaining in this video, but it doesn't change the fact that I still love this doll. I do think 140 Canadian is quite steep for this doll. Also, there's options on like Amazon, and apparently people are finding her in like Toys R Us's and stuff. So maybe she's gonna be a little bit cheaper, but I paid $140, and I don't know if she's actually worth that price. Obviously, there are things going on in the world where people just can't afford things, period. So this $100 doll might not be the best thing for you to get. But if you're like a giant Corpse Bride fan like me, I think that getting this doll and having it in your collection, like if you're the type of person to like take out the doll, I think you're gonna really like this this doll, because like I think, as I said, I think her in box really does a disservice to the design, because I think the point of having a doll is like taking it out and appreciating it in person, if you know what I mean. So yeah guys, a lot of talking in this video, but it's not for no reason. I really wanted to start off this type of video series where I unbox all these collector Monster High dolls so I can appreciate them more. I think that this was a pretty good start, just because, as I said, she looks a lot better out of the box. So yeah guys, that is everything for this video. Thank you for sticking around if you're still here. If you're still here, say the word blue in the comments. Guys, that is pretty much everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Emily in the comments below. Do you love her? Do you hate her? I know that there's a lot of mixed reviews, but I personally do love her regardless. I love having a Corpse Bride doll. I think that's so cool. Hit me up in the links in my description, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Bye bye.